All right. Anyway, the drop? No drop. You said the drop was not good.
The drop was fucking boring.
Did you only watch 45 minutes of it, or did you watch the whole thing?
I watched like an hour and 10 minutes of it, and then I was like, turned it off. But I remember liking it a lot more. I think it's because I was really into James Gandolfini back then, but he plays a total fucking scumbag asshole in this movie. I don't like him.
You love scumbag assholes in movies, though.
Nah, this one was different. He was not a nice guy.
All right. Was Kevin Bacon your favorite character in The Sleepers, though?
No, Rob De Niro was my favorite character in The Sleepers.
He's a good character.
That's one of the best characters he's ever played.
Yeah. Because the movie you're making me watch today is Sleepers, 1996, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Barry Levinson situation, starring a bunch of people. My favorite character.
Would be good.
What?
Sorry, I was just thinking it'd be great if like when how Spike Lee has a Spike Lee joint, it's a Barry Levinson situation. That'd be a good screen graphic or whatever, or screen title.
Sorry, my favorite character was Dustin Hoffman's character.
He was great.
I didn't really realize he was in that movie until he popped up.
You hated the Hoff.
I hate Hoff?
I thought you hated Hoff. You don't like? I thought for some reason I remember you not liking Hoffman. I thought you didn't like Hoffman. I don't know why.
No.
Maybe after The Graduate, I thought you were. Was it Schwartz? Were you the Hoffman hater?
I'm a Hoffman guy. I'm not a David Hasselhoff guy, but I'm a Dustin Hoffman guy.
Maybe that was. Maybe I was thinking about the wrong Hoff.
I do remember talking shit a little bit. I think on the Hoff, on this Hoff.
Yeah, I think you weren't impressed on The Graduate Hoff.
I don't think I was, but I was impressed by this one.
This is 30 years later. He's got 30 years of experience now. So
2 Oscars later.
Yeah, true.
Hence, I liked him, and it was like kind of a cameo anyway. It wasn't very much in there.
Two Oscars?
Yeah. He won for Rain Man and Tootsie.
That's true. No, wasn't it Kramer vs. Kramer?
Oh yeah, Kramer vs. Kramer and Rain Man.
I forgot about Rain Man for a second. Another Barry Levinson situation.
Yes.
Yeah. Levinson.
But this one,
good guy. This one.
Do you have a word? Schwartz.
Yeah, I'm gonna go devastating.
Yeah, that sounds right. Mine's disturbing, but I think devastating covers it pretty well.
Mine's moving. This
moving?
Movie's a moving.
It's always moving.
This movie's
fast paced. Fast. You mean like the story moves fast?
Stories are fast. Cuts are fast.
I noticed that. I noticed that the story does move progressively quick. Like they never really. There's not much lingering. It's just exactly what they want you to see, and that's it.
There was one lingering shot, and it was when what's his name was telling the priest, played by Robbie Dees, about the situation, like what was really happening, and it was just a close up on his face, and it just stayed there for probably like a minute.
Yeah, I remember
But yeah, very quick moving.
Yeah. I read the subtitles. I guess there were subtitles in the one I was reading.
Yeah,
that was up during that part, and like
a lot of fucked up shit.
There was some fuckery that because you couldn't really hear it, but they made it visible for the people that like the subtitles.
It was like tied me down.
Yeah, I was like, oh Jesus Christ! They went into some detail, but it was all like not clear if you're just listening to the audio.
Fucked up,
very like montage, but it was fucked up. Yeah, definitely disturbing.
Went on a journey with this one.
Oh yeah. I guess Schwartz, what's it about? What's this disturbing, devastating movie about?
Moving. I think he's asleep. I think he's a sleeper right now.
He's a sleeper.
This movie's about starts with a group of kids in New York.
Yeah.
My
Hell's Kitchen.
Internet keeps going out. I don't know internet.
What the fuck, bro?
I don't have any internet.
Definitely not sleep.
It's all catching up to him right now.
He goes, I don't have internet. Oh man. I really don't have any internet.
Where's your booster, bro? Your booster at play?
Hold on.
Boostage.
Get your booster
Boost
going.
my nuts, bro. Hold on a second.
Connect to the booster. You got to connect to the booster.
Connect to these nuts.
If it's not connected, it's not going to work.
Dude, shut up. I'm trying things.
Shut up, Minze. It starts with a group of kids.
Switch the papers.
4 or 5 kids, right?
Four.
5 kids,
Four.
4 kids. Who
Four
cares?
4 friends.
Living in Hell's Kitchen, New York. I don't know exactly
60s?
where that is. In the 60s. Starts
Like
in
the
60,
west side of Manhattan.
Starts in 62 or 66.
66.
Yeah, 66, and then it goes. We see the kids up to like 68, and then it jumps to 81, I believe.
Correct. That is the correct timeline.
But that's in the future. We're in the now. They're just kind of fucking around, just normal kid shit, I guess, in the 60s. I don't know. I've only been in New York once. What do you tell me about it, Schwartz?
What was it like growing up in Hell's Kitchen, Schwartz, in the 60s?
God damn it, he fell asleep again.
He's a sleeper, dude. He loves this movie so much.
Let's
He's living
pause.
up to the title.
Let's pause until
All right, we'll
Schwartz,
figure out this
Schwartz
technical
figures this
difficulty.
shit out. Solid. So yeah,
I'm back.
kids in New
Schwartz,
York.
what was it like growing up in the 60s in Hell's Kitchen?
Well, I grew up in the 90s in Tom's River. So according to this
Oh.
movie, I'll tell you what we saw. So yeah, the movie's about 4 friends growing up in Hell's Kitchen. They're straight up Italian bros, little wop guineas. And they're living the street life, man. They're kind of actually it's not really even street life. They got a good life. They just kind of just do what they want to do. I mean, their home lives are a little
kind of
fun.
hood rats. Kind of hood rats.
A little bit, but like the medium hood rat. You know what I mean? They got
Yeah.
homes, they got places to lay their head. They're not
Yeah.
starving. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
call them like thugs.
They like the church. Like they fuck around,
Yeah.
but they're good church kids as well.
Most Italians are into the church.
God
idiots.
fearing peoples.
Yeah, Catholic church specifically.
Specifically.
Specifico.
Did you go to church? You little
I
Italian?
did. I made my communion and my confirmation.
People put.
And then my mom was like, "Hey, do you want to keep going?" I was like, "Hell no!" And then that was it. That was done.
What is a communion and what is a confirmation?
I mean, what they really are, I don't remember the difference, but I had a party for both. That was cool.
Kinda like a
Communion's
bar
when
mitzvah.
you go, you get the food, or
Yeah, it's like a bar mitzvah.
It's the cracker and the wine part of the
That's
the ceremony
communion.
at the end. That's
Confirmation
communion.
is like the second one.
I've done
That's where
communion.
I quit the church.
Me too.
The,
I
con-
did
the
it after that.
confirmation, I was like, I don't want to be confirmed. I kind
It's
of already
confirmed.
knew.
I'm done.
I'm
You were
like,
confirmed?
I wasn't confirmed. I got to the almost to the point of like prepping for it, but then I was basically like to the
But
mindset
you grew up
of
Catholic.
like, I'm good. Yeah, I grew up Catholic
Interesting.
I
So you guys know the
lost it
chants and stuff.
pretty early on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I could probably
You know what I
remember
mean?
like the songs. If that's what you're
Not
talking.
no, when you go to the Catholic church, they're like, and God was great, and everybody was like, and we are great too, or something like that. I don't know what they're saying, but everyone has like
peace
they
be with
say
you,
things.
and also with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that type shit.
You guys
Something
are
like that.
awesome.
I got
So are you.
Exactly.
The call and response of the church.
The
Yes.
Colin Farrell response.
It's like a rap video. I went to a.
I would probably remember it if I had to go. I haven't been to church in I don't fucking know.
yeah,
I have no idea.
you're going to hell
It's like
for
the Lion
sure.
King soundtrack. Humana, humana.
I think last time I went to church, it was a Mormon church, and that was like over 10 years ago.
Oh shit! What are they saying there?
Oh, a bunch of weird shit. They're always like
Talking about
separating people
planets
by
and
like
shit, right?
age groups and like gender and shit. So they're like clearly
Which
withholding
age group gender were
information.
you in?
I was boy,
Clearly.
young adult male group. I think.
Male.
Yeah, the not yet married males or something like
I would
that.
put you in the different section.
Why were you going to
Yeah.
Mormon church?
I lost a bet. If to be completely honest,
What was the bet? What'd you lose?
You had to go to Mormon
Um,
church.
I bet one of my friends that if he went vegan he was a Mormon. If he went vegan for an entire week, I'd go to church with him, and
nice.
that's what happened.
Nice.
Did he eat cheeseburgers?
We learned from each other experiences.
Is he still vegan?
Oh, I'm sure he's not. No, he definitely is not.
And you're
Is he
not
still
and you're not still Mormon.
I definitely never became Mormon, but I didn't like hate it. It was very long. It was
You were
3
Mormon while
hours.
you were in the church.
Yeah, Catholic church is an hour. Like Mormon shit is 3 hours, and I felt it, but it wasn't like bad.
I
Everyone's
felt
super nice, obviously.
your
Like it wasn't
glutes?
like a bad experience, but
Do you
it
have to
was what it
keep?
was.
Do you stand up a lot in Mormon church?
I don't even remember. It was like kind of like there was the 1 hour ceremony part almost like what Catholics do, and then there was like an hour of like then that's
Just
when that was
jerking each other off.
Everyone was there for the hour, like all the age groups, all the families, everyone was there, and then that's when they separate you into age groups. So it goes like married adults, non-married adults. So then it was like young men and women in like almost like a classroom study kind of session for like an hour, and we talked about other religious shit.
Awful.
And then after that is when they separated the men and the women, because then I was with the men of all ages, and then they talked about man stuff.
All right, never mind.
And
Let's
then
get back
after
to the
that,
movie.
I'm getting bored. I'm just
and then
bored.
after that we did food stuff.
So they're a part of the Catholic Church.
Only one.
Continue.
Yeah,
Which is
they're-
amazing that they never got raped in there, you know? Because
I was waiting
lucked
for
out.
They
I was
lucked out
waiting
on
for
that
De
one.
Niro, man.
They-
I
I
saw
they
this,
lucked
saw
out,
this a
or
long
the-
time ago, but I forgot.
they just left it out of the story. You know what I mean?
Bobby D was a good guy. He wasn't molesting kids, man.
He didn't seem too pettery to me. He seemed like a good
he
dude.
was there for a reason. He cared about those kids.
I'm
They
not
say one.
saying
They say
he
1
did.
out of 5 priests doesn't fuck kids, so he must have been the 1 out of 5.
Oh, good for him. You know what? Praise be to him.
You're acting like I'm accusing Bobby D of the RAPED.
I don't.
No
want
one's
you to
accusing you of
even think
accusing.
about it. I don't
I'm
even
not
want you to even
accusing.
get the idea in your head.
No one's accusing you of accusing.
Not even
Anyway.
a tiny bit thought. All
De
right,
Niro
yeah.
was great.
So they're growing up in Hell's Kitchen, like you said. They're part of the church. They're what's the father? Their father of their church. Guy who runs this played Robert De Niro. He's really
Yeah.
close with these group of dudes and probably a bunch of other dudes in the city because he's trying to look out for them because he was once a hoodlum like them when he was a child and then he became a man of God. It goes into each of them's life a little bit, and you see that their home lives kind of suck in the ways like their fathers are kind of pieces of shit, beating their mothers, and not that they have like they got a roof over their head, like we said, they're wearing clothes or not. They're just kind of have it hard, you know what I mean? They're bad to beat the shit out of them. Like it's old school fucking America, white people shit, really.
When we meet what's his name? What's this guy's what's kind of the main guy's
Which
name?
person?
Shakes.
Jason Patrick.
Shakes.
When we meet Shakes'
Yeah.
dad for the first time, he's like beating his wife. Who's like, I've
Yeah.
already buried one wife. I could bury another one.
Yeah, actually, what I wanted to talk about first before we even started with the plot was, so the guy who wrote this book, supposedly this book is not based on the things that he said it was. None of them are true. He claims that
Yeah.
this was a true story, but no one's ever been able to prove it. Like there's no such like trial listed or anything that, or like anything
Yeah.
filed against a school or a prison or anything that actually would attest to everything that happened in here. But this dude attests it is, and people call him bullshit on it, which I think is absolutely crazy. It's like, I wonder what the real fucking
Maybe
basis-
I mean, maybe the
seems
trial
like it
wasn't
is
real.
bullshit.
And,
I read up on it a little bit too.
did you?
And what'd you find?
I don't know. Seems like he just made a bunch of shit up.
Yeah. I mean, it's entertaining, and I can see how it would be an even more entertaining book.
How
'cause
could
the
there be
detail on the
no?
book was pretty crazy.
How could there be no court documents of that? That's the only.
Yeah.
One. How could there be no? And like everyone they asked
true.
connected to it in the schools and everything. They said
Denies
that
it.
was bullshit. All of like the church they went to, they said that was all bullshit.
And it's fine if it's bullshit, but why say it's true? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Just made it up. and
more
it was like,
compelling.
this is a good book.
the trial part must have been obviously made up because you can't track that shit. And the other stuff would have been like easy for people to deny, like all the way down. Like, like the conversations the kid had, like they don't want it to talk about it. So I could
Yeah.
see them if they were ever asked about it later in the future, they would.
I
if
hope
that
it's fucking
stuff
not
happened,
true. Tell you that
they
much.
would deny. Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, that shit was terrible.
I hope he was lying.
Yeah. All right. So they're all chilling, and they end up working for like this. This is a neighborhood to where we have a narrator too. One of the kids is narrating it, and it opens up with him basically saying like, "These are four
Ever
best
since
friends
I
that
was
thought
a
they were
kid, I
going
wanted
to
to
be."
be a gangster.
Yeah. I mean, this. You know what I thought about this movie? This is the most Scorsese movie Scorsese never made. Like that's what I thought about this movie.
Well,
Yeah, had that, yeah.
it's got the narration just like Goodfellas, and it's got the same DP as Goodfellas.
it does, and it's got
Oh, it
Robert De
does.
Niro.
I didn't realize it was the same. DP
Yeah, Michael
that-
Bauhaus.
it
Michael
looks
Bauhaus.
and it
definitely a
sounds.
similar look. Yeah,
And it's
They were
John
made-
Williams.
they were only made 5 years apart too. So
Fucking
like,
John
same-
Williams
same
scored
era.
this.
Yeah.
Michael Bauhaus directed or DP'd like 5 or 6 Scorsese movies, including like Departed, Gangs of New York, Goodfellas.
His name's Ballhouse.
Yeah, Bauhaus. He's a German guy. He's a pretty big German. There was a German director named Wolfgang something that was like really famous, and he did all his shit. I remember hearing Scorsese talk about him one time. I forget his name though. Anyway,
he has like 130 something DP credits.
He does. I think his last movie was Departed.
That dude's a man.
Like 89 years old.
Definitely Goodfellas vibes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these kids.
Goodfellas meets Sandlot, sort of.
Yeah.
So
these kids.
It's like 60% Goodfellas, 40 Sandlot. So go ahead.
Well, none of it was ever as like cheerful as Sandlot though. Like
especially when they were chasing the dog.
There was a baseball scene. Well, that was stickball. That was stickball.
That scene was great. The chick with no legs that the guy can't make fun of. He's like,
"Shut up, no leg, bitch."
Queen shit or health.
He's like, "You don't have any legs, but you got a lot of mouth."
I was really hoping she was coming back.
Yeah,
imagine someone saying that to some girl with no legs nowadays. Like that shit would never fly. But it was a funny
fat man. That might have been my favorite character.
Yeah,
that dude was spitting knowledge.
Uncle Benny was pretty great too. I like
King Benny.
King Benny.
Uncle Benny's from Lethal Weapon.
Yes.
It's fried rice, not fried lice.
It's fried. You pick.
Just quote a movie. We're not trying to be racist.
No, these are all. Even my racist voice earlier of the guy I just said earlier, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not racist. It's just for the fun of it.
Jokes.
What was I gonna say?
De Niro.
They start working for King Benny, where they're like just running money and making some money, and they kind of get big heads. And one day they decide to fuck with a hot dog vendor who works in the town, and they have one of the dudes steal a hot dog, and the rest of them steal the dude's vendor and start running around the city with like fucking idiots. Don't know why I'd ever do that. It's pretty dumb.
Well, the idea was they were gonna get hot dogs. So like one guy goes, he orders a hot dog and then runs away, and then when that guy chases him, everyone else goes and gets hot dogs. Then they started fucking with the cart like an idiot,
like
idiots. Seemed like a good idea at the time. They're just goofing. They're kids.
Yeah, but that's
when Goof's gone bad.
Goof's gone bad.
Yeah. So they end up, long story short, running around probably like 10 blocks with this fucking guy chasing after his golf cart. And then they decide, or his hot dog cart. And then they decide to push it halfway over a fucking staircase that leads into the subway where people are walking in and out of.
Going back to the legless chick, I looked at Georgie and I was like, I was watching with Georgie just now. I was like, I think Minnie Driver's gonna be the legless chick when they grow up. Oh, because that's the whole time I was trying to think of who's gonna be who because I assumed they were going to be adults and that was my guess. But continue. Yes, golf cart over the thing, hot dog cart over the thing.
The hot dog cart over the fucking thing and then the idea was as soon as the guy came and grabbed it from him, he would grab it and they would run away. And that again is just a dumb fucking idea.
That's a good plan.
No, it's not.
It's a good plan.
It's not
because he has to hold it, and then they can get away.
Theoretically, on paper, it's a decent goof.
It's a good plan. It's a good plan. I would have slapped a sticker on his cart rally ran away too.
They didn't factor in the public traffic that's what really got them.
Movie sticker.
And they fucking killed the guy.
And the weight of the whole. Yeah, they killed the guy.
So the thing falls down the stairs and basically almost kills the guy. He survives, but he's basically never the same again. And he was probably like a 70-year-old dude, and he gets him. So they all get convicted of this, and they get convicted to go to a boys' penitentiary, basically like a giant juvenile hall for probably kids between like 10 and 20 or 10 and 18, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And
juveniles.
Juvie.
So
the juvenile age.
I know the exact numbers, you sicko.
Are they juvish?
Juvenile expert.
I mean, 18 is a pretty common adult age.
Is that before or after your confirmation?
I was like 15. My confirmation.
Yeah, I remember being in like high school time. I just don't remember age of confirmation because I quit before I did it.
Is that when they touch your pee-pee?
I don't remember them doing that, but you know how they block out trauma.
True. I was baptized.
I bet you were, Lucia.
Just like Jesus.
Nice.
Just like Jesus.
I was like an altar boy for like once.
You did altar boy stuff?
like once, yeah.
And what does that entail? Did you swing around the smoke?
I think I did.
On some balls.
No, I was like an usher basically.
Swing around a dick.
I remember wanting to do the smoke swing thing because I thought that looked cool, but I think I was just an usher where I had to like stand next to, like, okay, your turn to go eat crackers and wine. Yeah. They do all. They're just the boys running around doing jobs.
I ushered. You know what I did as an usher in church is pass around the offering basket.
Is this Catholic church?
No.
Yeah.
I went to some weird churches. I went to a Baptist church for a while. I went to like a church where they speak tongues because my uncle was a pastor there.
Baptist? Is that Baptist?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Just like that's just like wild Catholic or Christian something or other.
Yeah,
like the shit they see in like Southern movies,
country stuff. Yeah, no disrespect. That's just kind of They're not like running around with snakes and shit, but they they
might as well be.
I do remember tongues, like the tongues speak. Thought that was weird.
Yeah, that's just pretty wacky.
Should be bubbly.
Anywho,
remember Crash Bandicoot, like bubbly.
No.
Do you remember that? The little when you get the it's like bubbly. It was pretty cool. Crash Bandicoot, great game.
Simple.
Shout out to Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, let's get him on the cast.
PS2.
All right, so they're in the place, Wilkinson Penitentiary for little boys.
Home for boys.
Home for boys.
That's when you meet Kevin Bacon and his cronies. Kevin Bacon is a prison guard at this, or as a guard at this Wilkinson Home for Boys establishment. And you quickly realize that he's the biggest piece of shit ever. The first thing that happens is Brad Renfro, Michael, who is later played by Brad Pitt, gets into it with a older person, like a kid who's probably like 18, some big motherfucker, some big ginger bitch.
Well, the very first thing that happens is when like he sits down in his cell and Kevin Bacon just walks by, looks in his cell and makes him get naked.
Jason Patrick, the narrator.
It's all told from mostly his perspective because he is the one that wrote the book.
Yes.
In real life, and then so it's all mostly told from his perspective. So we never really see the other characters alone.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's all
it's always with Shakes.
It's always with Shakes.
I feel like we see other characters kind of.
We see Brad Pitt and Minnie Driver by themselves in the train.
Oh yeah,
we see Rob De Niro with
couple quick ones,
and quick ones. King Benny,
that's true.
His crew.
KB.
I guess the older,
so maybe you're fucking wrong,
version, the later version,
idiot.
No, I think it's just the later scenes. I mean, it's just whatever. He's filling in the blanks. He's filling in the blanks with storytelling.
Who cares? Why don't you tell us more about your Catholic?
It's mostly told from that guy's perspective. Is all I'm saying.
Your Mormon church experience.
Fucking narrator. Shakes.
All right, so he shows him his dick because he's got it. Gets a little uncomfortable, You're like, oh no, this is gonna be one of those guys.
He literally he makes him strip down naked, and then he goes,
ever, Kevin Bacon.
He goes, what's next? And he goes, put your clothes back on. Just walks away, just to humiliate him right off the bat. And I believe he said that was his 14th birthday.
Yeah.
Oh no! That
was a different.
He made him blow him on his 14th birthday.
I think so.
Oof.
Spoiler
alert! He starts raping these dudes. him and his friends.
Fast forward to raping,
real bad. But the lunchroom scene.
They don't only rape him; they beat the shit out of him and rape him. They beat him up and then rape him, and then rape him and beat him up, and then beat him up while they're raping him, and then raping him while they're beating him up. It's pretty fucked up.
But the lunchroom scene.
Oh yeah, the lunchroom scene. The first time you see the evilness of Bacon.
Noakes.
Second time.
Yeah, Noakes. Well, the first time is like.
I guess that's more just his gay
What
stuff.
the fuck was that?
And
what the fuck was
the
that? And this part's where you're like, oh, this guy's a psychopath. So anyway, Brad Renfro, Brad Pitt gets into it with an older kid who basically just fucking with him, and he's walking by him and he pushes his fucking lunch pan and his food goes all over. He's like, what the fuck, bro? And they get into it, and they get into a fight, and the whole lunchroom emerges, and like everybody's like, oh, it's like some wrestling shit Jake will watch, some stupid shit, and then and then Kevin Bacon comes in, and he's like, everybody sit down, Kevin Bacon, and then everybody sits down, and Brad Renfro's like,
is that Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon movies.
Tremors 2, Tremors 3.
He's only in the first 1. Tremors, bro.
And Footloose. Well, he was there in spirit. He's like Qui-Gon.
There's another.
By the way, Obi-Wan, the last 3 episodes of Obi-Wan, every part with Darth Vader, probably the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Did you just watch it?
Yeah, I just watched it. He pulled that thing back. He's like, I was like, oh my god.
He rips it open.
So sick.
Coolest thing in your life, bro.
And he gets beat again. Fucking, he gets beat like a bitch again, and he gets spared again. Honestly, Obi-Wan doesn't want to kill Anakin because he could have done it twice, and he hasn't done it.
No, of course he doesn't.
That was a fool me. That was a fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me situation. That was on him. I didn't like Obi-Wan after that shit.
And the girl survived Anakin's fucking stabbing twice too, like the same spot. He got her once when he was little, and she survived. And he just again to her, and she survived again. I was like,
he's keeping her alive. He's keeping her alive on purpose.
This is the thing about Obi-Wan. The idea is really great, except that some of it just doesn't like the technology in these movies, and then like the things like scanning the room, but Obi-Wan is high behind the corner that it wouldn't like scan the room and like find him. I'm like, come on. And then all the lasers they shoot at each other and no one gets hit. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And then
they're stormtroopers. Bad aim.
Star Wars. It's Star Wars. That's why. But Obi-Wan's anything with
Obi-Wan makes
anything with Vader is awesome.
Star Wars better.
It makes Vader better.
Obi-Wan makes the relationship between Vader and Ben and Obi-Wan better. Like it makes I was watching A New Hope today, and just them, like their relationship in that movie, and then especially when now I have become the master. Like that line alone has so much more meaning now after this show. I think that's great. I don't think George Lucas knew the meaning in 1977 that they have given it with this show.
What's the thing? It's filling in cracks that aren't there. It's like filling in unnecessary space that aren't there.
Like what?
It's like
telling the story.
Like it does. I know what you mean, because then it's just one of those parts. It's just one of those. Oh yeah. Oh, I remember that moment. Kind of like it's very self-referential.
Remember what moment? I don't understand.
Jake thinks adding to the Star Wars universe is unnecessary and should be done and not be done. He thinks they should just stop doing it.
Yes.
Listen, Jake, I get what you're saying. I don't agree with what you're saying.
This show makes episode 3 better. This show makes it's
that scene where Anakin's half his face is hanging out of the helmet and he looks terrifying and he's talking. That was the coolest thing Darth Vader's ever done.
I think the Darth Vader scenes were definitely entertaining. I'll give you that. Awesome. It's like Rogue One. I don't give a fuck about Rogue One. The Darth Vader scenes were cool because Darth Vader's the best fucking villain of all time, probably. But are these fucking other things necessary? Do we need to show more of this best villain of all time? No, he's already the best villain of all time. I don't need
broad statement 3 times in a row.
And if you give me extra shit, you're risking like watering them down.
Who's your best villain of all time, Jake? I mean Schwartz, because Jake says Darth Vader.
His is fucking Kylo Ren.
No, he's the best Star Wars villain.
Are we talking best villain of all time or best Star Wars villain?
Oh, which one are we talking?
I'll give them both, dude. I don't give a fuck.
That's what Jake's saying.
Yeah, I'll go with. But you got to at least agree with he's the best Star Wars villain of all time.
I like Kylo Ren better.
I mean, I would say
Darth Maul is my favorite Star Wars villain of all time.
That's a good one. That's a good answer.
But
all right,
what's his
name?
We're
talking about sleepers.
Go back to sleeping on that.
Yeah, we'll put this one to sleep for now.
That was our Star Wars argument segment of this podcast. Later on, we have Harry Potter trivia.
We did a whole Star Wars podcast. We don't need to do that.
It's never ending. We could do a Star Wars podcast every week. We could change the show to Making Me Watch Star Wars.
That was our.
Was Obi-Wan out? Obi-Wan wasn't out. Yeah, the first 2 episodes were out.
It just came out. Yeah.
All right. So. Have we jumped yet?
Yeah.
No, we're still in the lunchroom.
No, we're still in the lunchroom. So yeah, so they get into a fight with this dude, and then all the lunch is all over the floor, and he makes these kids eat it. All the Hell's Kitchen kids, the Shakes and all his friends. And that's when you're like, ugh. He literally just makes them eat it off the floor using their hands and just biting the floor, and it's dirty and it's gross. It's a prison fucking floor.
Which I read Renfro went method on that.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard he wanted them to really like step on the shit and then eat it.
Nasty.
And then he died.
How did Brad Renfro die? Does anybody know?
Heroin overdose.
Yeah, I was gonna take a wild guess, but yeah, that's what I figured.
I didn't know he was dead until I googled it after this movie.
You guys ever see the movie Bully?
When I asked what Wait,
I
what
don't
movie?
remember.
Belly?
I feel like I have.
Bully.
I don't remember what it. It's about a bully, obviously.
It's a Larry Clark movie about these fucking kids from like the Florida Panhandle, basically like Nilsa and a bunch of her friends type of people who are all just hanging out, getting drunk and like fucking. And there's one kid is just an asshole and he like bullies them all, and then they decide to kill him. And it's all just about like how that goes down. It's pretty
And the
wild.
town
Okay.
covers it up, right?
No.
Have you seen that documentary?
Like that was pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't remember what it was
that?
called. I don't remember what it was called, but it was
It was
about,
like
it was
We
about
Know
that
Your
town and
Secrets or something like that.
I'll never
Yeah.
tell.
I'll never tell.
All right.
Who am I? I'll
Sleeper.
never tell.
So yeah,
Somebody go. They're getting raped. We're at the
They
raping
made him
part.
eat off
Lunchroom,
the
he
floor,
ate
then
off
they
the
started
ground,
raping
yeah.
the kids. Then they had
And
a football game where they killed a kid, and they kept raping the kids.
There was a lot of rape.
There was a lot of
That's a lot.
yes.
At one point, Father Bobby comes to there and like he visits the kids, and obviously they don't tell him anything. They never tell anybody this. That's a big part of this, is that no one ever knew until the moment where he tells Father Bobby and Minnie Driver's character.
Yeah.
And nobody
So
else ever knew that.
Their
Yeah,
last
they have
day in, they get a big rape, and then they're
A goodbye party, as they put it.
goodbye party, and I don't know, somewhere in between that. Shit, I was gonna say.
The football game was a pretty big kind of thing too, because they challenged the guards to it, and they beat the guards with the use of like a dude who is really athletic and good, and he gets killed because they beat the shit out of him for being a superior athlete. And
Well, it's the
being
guards.
fucking-
The guards set it up though, because that was just like they were saying that just one more like power ploy that they had over
Yeah,
them.
but they beat him
they
in
wanted to
the
fight
game,
about
is what I'm saying.
They did, yeah, you're
They
right about
beat
that.
him, so that's when the guards beat the shit out of him, killed fucking, what was his name?
Rizzo.
Fucking Rizzo, who was a fucking G. He was the man. He was fucking pawn in their fucking game, which makes it worse.
That's the
For
thing.
some reason,
So
they weren't fucking with that kid.
No, they were not fucking Rizzo.
Well, I think they were
maybe,
really
actually.
only fucking with the boys that
These
came
kids.
in, the Hell's Kitchen
Kitchen
guys. That's what it seemed like. I mean, he probably raped a lot of people, but it seemed like at that moment those were his targets, and they weren't
Yeah,
really
you're
fucking with
probably
anybody else. So he didn't want to. Rizzo didn't want to play because he knew that if they won, which was, and all they wanted to do was win for a second. They said they wanted them to feel what they feel like, for even just for a minute, and they convinced this kid Rizzo to come in, and because of him, they win the game, and then they all get the shit beat out of them afterwards, and Rizzo gets killed, and they all feel responsible for it because they kind of were. They convinced him to do it.
They're also put in solitary confinement. That's why he died. He was beat the shit out of, and no one like looked at him for days. He just sat in his fucking room.
They said they all took turns beating him, or Brad Renfro said they took turns beating him up until there was nothing left to beat.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. Yeah, this movie starts out pretty fun, and then it gets sad, and then it gets sadder, and then it gets more sad, and it gets super rapey. And then it ends really not that great, but we'll continue. Jump to 1981.
Yeah, jump to 1981. All these dudes live in different lives. So now the characters of, let's get this right real quick.
Yeah, see, this is why I actually kind of watched it over again, because I didn't know who was who in the adult versions.
Young Tommy is now Billy Crudup, and then young John is Rod Elder. Those are the dudes that are now leading like the gang. They're like they're street thugs, like leading fucking robberies.
They started a gang called the West Side Boys.
Yeah, Jason Patrick is Shakes, and he's this like up and coming reporter who's like a PA basically trying to get a good job. And Brad Pitt was Brad Renfro. He's Michael, and he was the leader of the kids, and the dude who was kind of the main character, I guess. He's a district attorney or trying to be one. Kevin Bacon is now just living his life, and Minnie Driver's Carol, and she's just their friend. And she's
Kevin Bacon's still doing the same shit.
Yeah. Minnie Driver's their friend Carol. She lives in the neighborhood. She's a social worker. I think she's got a son. She definitely got a son. and she was kind of with Brad Pitt and the other dude at times. I think they had like a little love triangle going on. Who knows?
Yeah, another. This movie was kind of convoluted. I guess it's kind of the big
There was
word.
a lot going on.
A little disjointed.
Yeah, I didn't feel the Minnie Driver character was necessary at all.
Where did she come from?
Either? She was just
thought she was
thrown
gonna
in.
be the legless bitch. That
Yeah.
would have been hilarious. She comes rolling out of the elevator.
Hey, she
Fat
was
man's
just their
yelling
friend.
at herself.
She was their friend, you know. She was just one of their friends.
It just didn't seem necessary. She was just so much sort of like the connective tissue between like the two, the Brad Pitt and the Jason Patrick characters. But
this movie
just
had so much momentum, forward momentum. That's kind of what I meant by it's moving. That and then it introduced so much to you, and then a lot of stuff didn't fucking matter. Like what about the guard, the black guard that stopped them from eating on the ground that came in? Like what happened to that guy? Why wasn't he saving the day? Like he just disappeared. What happened to the legless girl?
I don't think anybody knew about the rapes and the stuff. I think that was like top notch Fort Knox secrets.
Yeah, but okay.
I think
they were
was
beat
like
the fuck up though. That had to.
Yeah, but they can just lie about that, you know.
Not on the stand.
Like there were some unnecessary characters for sure.
Unnecessary characters, and because it kept moving, it didn't give anything. Like there was not a whole lot of time for things to set in.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you said earlier. It was very fast paced, and I noticed that there's not tons of character development. You're kind of just like you're shown something or told something in one scene, and in the next scene, what you've just been shown or told is operating in a very major part of the movie now, and you're just like, oh, okay, so this is happening now, which is fine because there's a lot of things going on, and I think that's the difference between like if Scorsese would have made this movie, it would have been none of these problems probably would have existed in this type of story because I think the thing that Scorsese does best in this movie is voiceover. He uses voiceover in a few of his movies, but he uses it in such a perfect way that it's like just makes the story move forward and adds to things as opposed to just giving them away and telling them. Like it adds to things as opposed to showing you know what I mean?
I didn't take too much issue with this voiceover though.
This voiceover sometimes was a little, but it was a little fast though.
This was just filling in gaps. This was just kind of filling in story.
Like you have to pay attention real fucking hard because otherwise you're not going to know who these people are if you're not listening to his voice.
If I had looked, Goodfellas like the Goodfellas.
Yeah, but the Goodfellas sits a little more. It's you can saturate it in a little more.
It doesn't seem unnatural. It helps.
When I look down on my phone to make a note, I would look up and I would have to like rewind something because they were talking about they glossed over something so quickly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the thing is that Barry Levinson is also a great director. He's written some amazing movies, and he's done a lot of good ones since then.
Well, I'm not saying this is bad because of that.
Yeah, no, it's exactly. It was a little fast, but so anyway, so where we're at, so
good pace though.
We're in
like
the beginning.
For a 2.5 hour movie, it didn't really feel 2.5 hours.
No,
exactly.
I
because of how fast paced it was.
Yeah. I think it did. It didn't like halt it, but it did slow down when we got to the not present day, but the 1981 part where they were adults.
Definitely.
I felt,
but that's like now. Then
I felt the
I
slow.
mean?
Yeah.
I think you experienced it as they were at that point.
Yeah. True.
Which is where we.
But it wasn't. But it continued to. It was it stayed going. It was still pretty good. I liked the first half. It was clear in two parts. It was a clear the young version and the old versions. Like
the first half was exactly 59 minutes. 59 minutes the kid stuff.
Okay.
And an hour and 27 of adult stuff.
Oh, okay.
And in the first 30 minutes, they already killed the guy with the hot dog cart like that. Oh, there was a lot of shit happened within the first 30 minutes.
And that was all for as disturbing as it was very well done, like dramatically and cinematically.
Well, yeah, you believe
I really enjoyed it.
You're experiencing this with them. I feel like you're experiencing this movie with them pretty hard. Like it's well made. Like you really are feeling their shit.
Good drama. Well done drama, Barry Levinson.
Well done, DBL.
You did it again.
Now we're at the bar with these two thugs.
These two fucking gang members, they're at the bar and you see they put down their power quick because there's like a group of wealthy white Wall Street type of guys are like toasting shit or something. And they're like, yeah, tell these guys that we don't toast that shit in this fucking place.
No Republican, no politics.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Politics. and they bought him a shot, and then they toasted, and basically those dudes understood, like, all right, we're gonna stop talking about this shit because these guys are
shut the fuck
dangerous.
up, or they'll kill us.
Yeah. So one of them goes to the bathroom, and he sees a guy.
The narration when they come in is like, this guy, and we kind of know who it is. It's definitely two of the boys, but they talk about he's wanted for 4 unsolved murders. And this guy will kill at will, and whatever for $50.
These guys are not good people. They're straight up fucking street people. Like they're thugs.
I think there was a line that was like, he has a fast temper and even faster trigger, like voiceover like that type of thing. So those are the kind of guys they were. They were already established murderers.
Yeah. And they're only like, at this point, they're like 28 years old, I think.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah. So the one of them goes, I think it's Tommy, goes to the bathroom, and he sees a dude sitting in the corner eating, and it ends up being Kevin Bacon, and he recognizes him right away, and he's like, oh shit. He goes,
I love Footloose. Oh, sorry.
He's like, is that Kevin Bacon again? That guy? Is that him? Tremors? Wild Things, saw the dick.
Wild Things?
And Wild Things, Kevin Bacon shows his nutsack and his dick.
Nice.
Oh, not where the wild things live.
No.
He's a pedophile in a different movie too. There's at least one other movie where he's a pedophile.
Woodsman or whatever.
That's
it's
it.
called.
Yeah, the Woodsman.
Yeah.
He's great in a River Wild.
Ooh,
oh yeah,
he's great in X-Men First Class.
He's a good villain.
X-Men First Class. He was a great villain in. Yeah.
Hollow Man.
I don't remember.
Hollow Man, Paul Verhoeven movie. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, Hollow Man. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm going to see Lost Highway tomorrow in Laemmle Theater in Glendale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, David Lynch.
That's cool.
Anyway.
Noakes bar scene.
They kill him?
Bar scene. So he goes back and he's like, yo, homeboy's in there.
Times.
And he's like, oh shit. Oh, actually, the scene I want to talk about, the scene in the bathroom when he has the realization that he's going to get revenge on this dude, was my favorite scene in the movie. The music that's playing, he just looks in the mirror and the music starts going like really, really loud. And he just looks at himself and he's like, holy shit, like I'm about to fucking get a feeling that I want to get.
Dream come true.
Obviously, this guy's a murderer. He's like, I'm just going to go around there and fucking kill this dude. And my pain is going to subside like a lot. Like a lot of shit I felt was going to have a little bit more good feeling after this. So he goes in, gets his friend, and he's like, look who it is. They go sit at his table. He has no idea who the fuck they are. And then he's like, who the fuck are you guys? He's obviously still an asshole. He treats them like fucking assholes straight off the bat. And they're like, yo, we're Tommy and fucking Johnny from fucking Wilkinson's Home for Boys. And he's like, still plays it off like he doesn't know, but he realizes it right there. In my opinion, he realizes it right there. He's like, oh man, fuck. You can see in his face. You remember when he's like, oh, so how you guys doing? Like that. Yeah. That was a total defense mechanism. Like
started eating again.
Being that bravado about it. You know what I mean? Start eating again. And so they basically just call him out. Like, we know who you are. You're fucking little boys. You fucked us. And now we're going to kill you. And they shoot him in the kneecaps. And they make him suffer for a little bit. And then they both take turns just unloading their fucking guns on him. And everybody
looks like they shoot him in the dick first off.
Yeah, I think they do. I think kneecaps and dick to make him suffer. And then they kill him like a couple of minutes later, which is guy who did that. He definitely deserved what he got. I'm not going to argue against it. The people who did it were the people who were justified, in my opinion, in being able to do it.
And then they just calmly walk out.
And everybody in the restaurant sees them. And then they get arrested because obviously they get arrested. And that's where the second
murder
half
illegal
movie. Yeah, that's where the second half movie comes in, where you realize that Brad Pitt's character is going to hatch a plan to get them to go to trial. He's going to lose the case purposely so that
because he's the DA now.
Because he's the assistant district attorney. I think he's the district attorney's PA or something like that. You know what I mean?
But yeah, he's the
assistant, and he's trying to make a name.
Attorney.
Yeah, so he's trying to make a name, and he realizes that like he can use his ability to be good at what he does and fucking fail, but also in failing, he would get revenge on the people who fucked him and his friends, literally and figuratively.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's
I was so confused at first.
Yeah, because you're like,
it wasn't.
How's that gonna work? Like, what?
I was fucking really confused.
That was cool.
Yeah, but so essentially, he's the one trying to put his friends away on paper.
Yeah,
but realistically, he's going to do what he can do. But he's gonna.
And then I was confused why they got Dustin Hoffman. Like, why did they need this loser to win the case?
because Brad Pitt was writing the script of what Dustin Hoffman was saying. Brad Pitt was just basically manipulating the whole case.
They got him because he would do that.
He's a puppet.
Pretty much,
He's
yeah.
Uncle Benny. He owed Uncle Benny
Makes
a favor,
sense.
and what was he gonna do? Yeah.
King
Like
Benny.
a good lawyer defends someone that who is obviously murdered some guy, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe that was part of it too. Like he's a shady lawyer, so
Yeah,
we got a good one.
he was great.
Manipulated.
I thought he
good.
was. I thought he was pretty funny when he was
So
trying to
Like
get
he was
out
like
of
a drunk drug addict.
talking to King
lawyer.
Benny. He's like, I have a drinking problem and I have a drug
And a
problem.
drug problem. he's like, get better by tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Yeah,
He's like, what?
stay sober, don't lose.
Yeah.
He was funny.
Um.
Then we meet
Then what
Minnie Driver.
happens?
So the plot essentially becomes they need to convince De Niro to say he was with the guys, and that's the conflict of De Niro, because like, does he want to lie just to get his boys off?
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
that's the last part of it in the trial. Like, they need a
Yeah.
witness to put them somewhere else the night of the murder, and the only person that they have that they think would be able to convince people would be someone of De Niro's caliber in the neighborhood. So him being their friend, technically, probably one of their only true friends, ends up lying on the stand and saying, so this is a big question, ends up lying and saying he went to the Knicks game with them. Where'd they get the stubs? What's up with the stubs? Did he go to the game that night and really have them? Or did they got them from somewhere? What do you guys take on that?
they didn't really explain that.
I love
Also,
that, though.
here's
I
my
love that.
take on that. You can't just pull evidence out of your pocket and introduce
Yeah.
it in a case, like in a
Yeah.
courtroom.
Yeah.
And then the lawyer just picks it up, goes like this. He's like, yeah, this legit. And then gives it back to him. He's like, I lost.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. But I don't know. I was also wondering that, and it's just whatever. This movie's fucking bullshit. This book's bullshit. This guy didn't experience any of this. He's fucking lying.
Yeah, but that's fine. Is that a problem?
No. It's actually good.
Yeah, you don't want people to go through this, you sicko.
Mm-mm. Maybe.
No.
so.
That's the interesting whole thing about this movie is the questioning of the morality of the revenge shit, and it's like, was it okay for them to get him off? Because it later showed that these guys ended up going on a murder.
Yeah, they're
other
psychos.
people. So it's
that's
like,
the thing.
should they just be put away? It's very this
De Niro-
morality in question shit.
The fact that De Niro did that I think that was dumb. I thought that was
I think he did it more for Shakes than anybody else, because Shakes was his dude, and he was gonna get revenge if he did it. You know, I think he did it for him, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
They got the revenge. The revenge was had.
Everybody else,
was
though.
just
The
to
other
get
guards-
them out of
The
jail.
other guards, they got the other guards down too, though. They brought the other guards into it. You know what I mean?
They got them all. One was arrested. One was killed by Rizzo's brother.
Yeah.
One was on the stand and admitted to raping kids while he was a guard. So he's probably going to get arrested. The judge was like, don't go too far, my dude.
Yeah.
And then one was Noakes.
Noakes.
No,
He's dead.
And he dead.
That boy dead.
That got dead. God damn.
Yeah. So that's
it's
the
like-
movie.
Yeah, the point was to get them off.
And we never
For the
meet the legless
revenge.
chick again.
It's kinda
And we
weird.
just we went through the whole movie and we didn't even explain Minnie Driver's character, because that's how unimportant she is.
Yeah,
She was the tool to have dialogue.
She is a tool.
So she was someone to talk
I guess
to for those
I guess
characters.
Tool
the
bag.
best part of the movie. I guess the best part of the movie is the end scene when they all meet up.
Today, Junior.
I thought that was a corny scene, honestly.
What?
yeah,
I
it's
like
dumb.
that scene.
I thought that was
a
the
good wrap-up.
corniest scene.
Right after
That was a good wrap up.
right after they won, they were like, it was just them two outside, and I was like, how come like they're all not out there? Like they're free now. Or, like, why aren't they all like stoked about this? And then right after that, they had the little fucking gay party.
Yeah, because they don't like hang out with killers and shit. You know, those guys are their own people.
But they
I would
did.
hang it out. They do in a back room where no one knows.
And then
Not
one
good
by
people.
one, they come out. Hey, and then the next person, what's up? Did you notice that? Like, there's beads.
Yeah.
They're just coming out. It's kinda
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
dumb.
It's a movie. It's dramatic effects. It's
Kinda fucking
perfect.
dumb. This movie sucked.
It was good until I don't know. The end had me thrown a bit. Other than that, I did like the movie.
Bad
Friendship,
ending.
guys.
It was well done.
It's like
but
about friendship.
It
That you
was-
figure it's gonna last
it was
forever.
it was a
doesn't.
mid '90s happy ending.
Nothing lasts forever.
The
You know,
ending
it was-
lacked.
just had to be
a
happy
s-
ending.
I wish the revenge was just better somehow. Like it was just kind of boring. The win
Yeah.
didn't feel that good.
You were rooting for Kevin Bacon. You sicko.
Oh, I was not. I just the payoff wasn't. The payoff wasn't
Yeah.
as much as
Like
I
maybe
wanted.
if Kevin
It
Bacon
wasn't-
escaped that scene and then there was like a big chase and then
Imagine
actually-
zombie
Yeah.
Bacon
Like-
came in
in
and
like
they trapped
Dodge
him.
Chargers,
and then De Niro sticks him
dirt
with a crucifix
bikes.
and he blows up
heat-seeking missiles.
because he's a zombie.
Then he goes invisible.
All right, watch this movie. It's good.
He's pretty rapey in Hollow Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
he
Hollow
is.
Man's a terrible movie, and what I mean by that is it's not only a bad movie, but it's about bad people doing bad things.
How about Fat Man? Fat Man had knowledge. I like he gave a speech.
Yeah.
What did it say here about I don't know. It was a good speech about Hell's Kitchen, how it's he said it's the lost and found of shit. They lose it, we find. I don't know. It was really good. I like that guy. Every time he was around, he was saying something smart.
He was like Luis Guzman.
That
He's
was
like
a
fat
missed
Louis Guzman.
casting opportunity.
Cool.
That's true.
I hated it. You loved it.
Barry Levinson, you plick.
Uncle Benny.
When they give him the nitrous gas in the fourth one when they're at the dentist, they're all just doing nitrous. It's like,
He's
what?
he's only in the fourth one.
Oh yeah, you're right. When they chase down the one guy on the roof, and he's like, "I'm the waiter." He's like, "Then what's the lunch special today?" And he tells him, he's like, "Get out of
Yes. Sweet sour pork, pork short ribs.
here." That's the best movie of all time.
Why'd you start running? You poured a gun in my face.
I get Johnny Cochran.
I love that movie. You ever see
great movie.
Lethal Weapon 4, Jake?
Jet Li's American movie
I
debut.
think so.
JL's
is that the one with
AMDB.
Chris Rock is in it, right?
Chris Rock,
Correct.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Joe
Correct.
Pesci, one of
He's
Joe
Butters.
Pesci's best performances too.
Yeah, I remember.
Lee
I
Butters.
saw that one.
Biscuits?
I think I've seen all the Lethal Weapons. I'm not too strong on them, but I'm pretty sure I've seen them all.
You're not strong on the L Dubs?
Yeah, not really. If I
What
was
do you
just
hate about Lethal
don't know.
Weapon?
Why do you hate America?
I don't have any
do you
strong
hate
feelings
police?
toward Lethal Weapon.
What is
Maybe I don't
wrong
like
with
it
Mel
because
Gibson.
of Mel Gibson. That's
Oh,
probably part of it.
Mel-
That's probably what it is.
Name
Mel
13
Gibson's
reasons
in
why
it.
you hate Mel Gibson.
You hate Mel Gibson.
Why do you hate him?
I don't know.
Why do you hate him, Speedman?
Mostly because he doesn't like Speedemans, if you know what I'm saying.
He's
I don't know what you're saying. Explain it.
I don't think I think he's just a little.
He overreacted, Jake.
He's old.
We all accepted it.
He's old and he has bad opinions,
No,
but he makes
fuck
good
Mel
movies.
Gibson. He's a racist piece of shit towards Jewish people. We get it. But I enjoyed the Lethal Weapon movies. I can separate the art from the asshole. Fuck Mel Gibson
And
his
you.
movies. And fuck me too, because who the fuck am I? Fuck me too.
I'll fuck you.
No, gross. All right, so watch this movie.
I gave it a
Barry
6.2. 6.22.
I'm gonna give it a 6.9.
Oh wow.
I was gonna give it like a 6.5.
Wow.
Yeah, it's in that 6 ballpark area. It's like it's
Six balls,
all right.
yeah.
It's all right. It's you know,
It's a solid movie. It's a good watch. You never have to watch it again, but it is worth watching once.
true.
For De Niro. De Niro's great.
De Niro
It's
is
De
one
Niro.
of the best.
Hoffman.
Hoffman,
Pitt.
not Hasselhoff.
You could listen
Yeah,
to
Brad Pitt's
some-
character kind of sucked though. I don't like
Yeah.
the way he played him either. He's kind of a weirdo.
Yeah, what was up with him? Remember the scene with him and the girl on the train, and he was just like awkwardly touching her hair for
Yeah,
like
he's a creeper.
5 minutes.
That's
He's a creeper.
Yeah, that felt out of place.
Creeper
It was
sleeper.
weird.
Reaper. These people were fucked up,
Sleepers.
dude. There's a lot of fucked up shit in this movie. Movie's about fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm.
There you
All right,
go.
well,
That's our
if you like
raving
fucked up
review for
shit-
Sleepers.
Yeah. if anyone gives a shit, it got a 73 Rotten Tomatoes, and we gave it like a collectively like a 6-ish, mid
Yeah,
6.
no one gives a shit.
Yeah, I think I know you don't care.
I'm just kidding. You can have your fun. I'll allow it.
It's fun.
Michael Ballhouse, though, that guy kills
Michael
it.
Ballhouse, yeah, he's the man.
He's done
Never
many
won-
good things. Good,
Which
Goodfellas, Gangs of New York, Departed,
That's
Yep.
the DP.
Bram
that's the
Stoker's
DP.
Dracula.
Dracula,
Nice.
This movie.
Something's Got to Give, Uptown Girls. He did Air Force One, Wild Wild
Nice.
West.
Nice. He's a fucking G, bro.
Fucking
he made all
G.
kinds of movies.
Fabulous Baker Boys, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. That's a good movie.
Nice. And that's all in America. He did like 100 movies in Germany before that.
Yeah, this dude fucks.
Busy.
The Germans.
Watch more of Ballhouse.
Shout out
movies.
to Barry Levinson too. Barry Levinson's made a pretty classic array of movies. Won an
Name
Oscar
your
for
5
Rain Man.
favorite Barry Levinson movies.
Rain Man, Wag the Dog, Diner, Sleepers, Sphere.
Sphere.
Good
Good movie.
Sphere. That was
Yeah.
cool. I haven't seen that in a long ass time.
Yeah, he's
You
made
got
a lot of
long
good ones.
ass.
I think he made Good Morning Vietnam as well. He did actually. It was a great
Oh, he
movie.
did. Yeah, good
Mhm.
one.
Yeah.
Rain Man's solid.
Yeah.
Good stuff. He won his Oscar for the Rain Man, right?
He did.
The Rain Man.
Best director.
The Rain Man.
The Rain Man.
Well,
His son is also the guy who created that show about the teenagers, Euphoria. That's his son,
Oh,
Todd
that's
Levinson.
cool.
Sam Levinson.
Sam, I did not know they were related. It's a good
Yeah.
show.
Nepotism.
Hey, it helps.
Yeah, no, that show's awesome. He
Whatever works.
definitely designed the creation of that, the look of that show, and that's what sells it. So
the next movie we're gonna watch is
Yes.
Salton Sea.
oh shit, you're going for the pick, huh?
Going for the P
All right,
with
Salton
Salton
Sea it is.
Sea.
I've never seen Salton Sea.
I haven't either.
Yes, you
That's
have.
us.
You've shown me parts of it, but I never paid attention because I didn't want
Now you have to.
to. I know, and I'm looking forward to it because I want to see what the hype's about.
Shout out to Val Kilmer.
There's
have
no
you seen,
hype.
Have you
I'm
seen
just
the
Watch it.
Top Gun yet?
Wanna
The new
watch it?
Top Gun?
I have not. I need to do
Oh, yeah.
this.
Should get on that. I'm
We'll go see if
surprised.
there's a theater around here.
Theater. There's probably a big one. Big IMAX over there.
I got a big one. Watch
Salton Sea.
Salton Sea
Jake, what was gonna be your pick?
We'll find out next week.
on Making Me Watch
You
Movies.
just tell me now.